All right, lesson of the day, lesson 84. Two reviews for today. We're going to be reviewing lesson 67 and 68. And I'm going to do a quick reading from the text about one of them. I think it'll be helpful. So lesson 67 is love created me like myself. Love created me like itself. I am in the likeness of my creator. I cannot suffer. I cannot experience loss, and I cannot die. I am not a body. I would recognize my reality today. I will worship no idols, nor raise my self-concept to replace myself. I am in the likeness of my creator. Love created me like itself. You might find these specific forms helpful in applying the idea. Let me not see an illusion of myself in this. As I look on this, let me remember my creator. My creator did not create this as I see it. So it's important to remember here that God is mind and that we are ideas, and that can be really confusing with the physical universe, and that's why it's saying you're not a body. Your mind will go on, your spirit, we call it soul, spirit, but it's really mind. We need to reframe it. It's not mind, body, spirit. Spirit and mind are really the same thing. That's really a big misconception we have. So when I realize my mind or my awareness of being will go on, and that part of me is not a body. My awareness of being, the thoughts I have are separate from my body. Okay, so the thing is, it can be a little confusing. And it talks about idols. It says, I will worship no idols today. So I'm going to flip back to a part called the Antichrist in chapter 29, the Awakening. And it talks about idols, which let's nail that down, because so often I thought of idols as like a golden calf we worship, but idols are much more than that. So it says, what is an idol? Do you think you know? For idols are unrecognized as such. In other words, we don't realize what an idol is, and never seen for what they really are. That is the only power they have. Their purpose is obscure, and they're feared and worshipped, both because you do not know what they are for and why they have been made. An idol is an image of your brother that you would value more than what he is. It's his body. So your body is an idol. Idols are made to be replaced no matter what their form, be it a body or a thing, a place, a situation or a circumstance, an object owned or wanted, or a right demanded or achieved. It is the same. This means an idol can be, let's go over this, a body. So I worship my body in many ways. I think it's sick. I think it's me. I decorate it. I make it so that other people will worship its beauty. We worship other people's bodies. We want to look like them, be like them, or we make them into a body. I want a guy with that kind of body. And that's a form of idol worship. We don't think about that as idol worship. A place, I can worship my home. I can worship the mountains. I can worship a thing outside of myself that's physical in any way. Work. That's a place we worship. A situation, also work, or having an ideal relationship, or being rich, or we worship those. That is an idol. We can worship a circumstance, winning the lottery. There's one. Again, being married, having kids, an object owned or wanted. So I want to have that house, that car. That's idol worship. And I'm not saying it's wrong to want things. That's part of why we're here. We're creative. But when I think that that thing is going to satisfy me, I am replacing salvation with the object. So rather than understanding that my salvation is realizing that this isn't really real, this is a bit of a dream world and we're just here to have some fun. Even though it's a little more serious than that, when we have that perspective of lighthearted, this is just for fun, we let go of being so attached to it. So that's why that can really work. You can be lighthearted and whimsy in it. Or a right demanded or achieved, it's the same. And that's where you get into race, creed, or color. If I think, I'm a female, or I'm this color, I'm white, or I'm black, or I'm being picked on because of this, or I deserve this and I'm not getting it, all conversations about the patriarchy or whatever it is, when I'm demanding that I'm being picked on because of something, or my group is being picked on and we don't have the same rights, I separate myself from everyone else and I begin to worship that about me. Even if it's putting it down or thinking it's lesser than, that is also a form of worship because I'm giving it power. I'm saying I can be persecuted, I can be picked on, and in that I'm creating a separation and a sort of worship for what I am. Idols are but substitutes for your reality. In some way, you believe they will complete your little self for safety in a world perceived as dangerous, with forces massed against your confidence and peace of mind. They have the power to supply your lacks and add the value that you do not have. So, if the government makes sure, so let's say like affirmative action or making sure I'm paid the same. It's a small example, but it works for this. For so long as a woman, I've been told, that I'm not paid the same because I'm a woman and I need to make sure that's happening. So it'll give me value if they pass that law that I think I do not have. And in that way, I'm elevating it to worship. No one believes in idols who has not enslaved himself to littleness and loss, and thus must seek beyond his little self for strength to raise his head and stand apart from all the misery the world reflects. This is the penalty for not looking within for certainty and quiet calm that liberates you from the world and lets you stand apart in quiet and peace. So what that's saying is you have everything you need when you begin to realize that this is a dream, an illusion, and withdraw power from it and say, I'm perfect. God created me as love. I'm the one that's dreaming this dream. I have the power. I made this thing. And I have the power to be treated perfectly and loved by everyone who's a friend because I know that's true. And then it will show up outside of myself. As long as I'm believing the thing outside of myself needs to give me something to change how I feel internally, I've got it backwards. And that's why the world is upside down. And then I'm worshiping it. But when I say I have the power to change it within me, and I'm pure and perfect and whole because I'm not a body and I'm not of this physical universe, the physical world outside of me will respond. Next, lesson 68, love holds no grievances. Grievances are completely alien to love. Grievances attack love and keep its light obscure. So let's say resentment. So as long as I'm resenting someone else, goes back to what we just read, or think someone can do something to me, I'm blocking love. So if I hold grievances, I am attacking love and therefore attacking myself. Because I'm saying that someone is acting outside of love. Someone's picking on me and I'm being victimized, which means they're not coming from love, which breaks the cycle of love or believing that we are all created as love. And behind the body and the illusion of what I'm witnessing in front of me, what's playing on the screen, is perfect love. And everything is fine and I can't be picked on and this isn't real. It's just an illusion what's playing out. That's how I withdraw my faith in it and continue to focus on love. Myself thus becomes alien to me because myself is in everyone behind all the different bodies. When I resent them and think they're picking on me, it can't be me. And so I'm creating separation and split. I am determined not to attack myself today, that's capital S, so that I can remember who I am. These specific forms for applying this idea would be helpful. This is no justification for denying myself. I will not use this to attack love. Let this not tempt me to attack myself. So there is something in this of realizing that there's a piece of me in everyone and that I'm the dreamer and I'm making the environment that I'm in, and that the world of bodies is separate from the world of spirit playing behind. And I need to just realize that this is an illusion and not get too involved in the drama of it. That's why forgiveness is such a powerful tool, because when someone behaves a certain way, I can just say in my heart, all your sins are forgiven, as are mine, and just disregard and ignore what's happening in front of me otherwise. So love holds no grievances. So we're healing resentment as a way to join with the minds of others around me. It's the body that makes the mind seem separate. But what is space? Alan Watts talks a lot about that. The only way I know I'm separate from someone else is because there's space between us. But what is space? It's really not space. It's the illusion of space. So we are connected. And so just sort of letting go of our faith in the body as much as our point of power. So anyway, beautiful lesson today. Hope it helped you. It certainly helped me. Have a beautiful day.